Hey, you know what? After years, I think I've come up with a really good use for this class. Rangers! Think of Legolas, Robin Hood, Artemis, or whatever the fuck Marvel and DC call their off-brand ripoffs. There is still something evocative in knocking an arrow, drawing a bow, and impaling an orc trying to invade your land from a few kilometers away. However, Rangers in D&D are different. The loathsome piles of malignant afterbirth of a class. See, Rangers are so bad that only Artificer class is worse, and even then Armorer Artificer kind of works. Now, if you took a hacksaw and chopped off a fighter's leg or rogue's fingers, both of them would still perform party duties better than a single pristine untouched ranger. That's how terrible the original ranger in D&D is. In fact, it wasn't until the introduction of Gloomstalker that a class like a freshly buried corpse was exhumed by horny necrophiliacs to be finally abused. However, for Baldur's Gate 3, it seems Larian was painfully aware of this D&D class's notorious nature, and they actually fixed it! See, in D&D, Ranger is like a fighter, but cannot fight, like a druid, but cannot nature, like a spellcaster, but cannot proper magic. Well then no wonder the PHB Ranger is like a second-hand condom. And what makes it weirder is that Ranger in D&D is not just Legolas, it can be a pure melee fighter. So Ranger is more like a nature soldier that might love animals a bit too much. And yes, probably the way you are thinking too. However, Ranger is basically what happens when the game designers scrape the bottom of the barrel, clump the scrapings together and push the cancer-inducing remnants onto the children of all ages. Even in Baldur's Gate, Ranger basically consists of several passive abilities that aren't really bad, but certainly lacks a theme. But does it work? Yes, it does very well. Now, equipment-wise, yeah, you get pretty much everything you want or could need, except for heavy armor, and even that you can get from one of the passives. So, like a fighter, you can build whatever you want. It has great flexibility. Just remember to stick to specializing into something, otherwise jack of all trades, master of none leads to same shit sewer that is in D&D. Now, basically, the way Ranger functions is, well, pretty much like a fighter, but with more niche appeal. You can kick out that edgelord rogue assassin from the party and supplement it with Gloomstalker Ranger edgelord, who's brooding even more. You can kick out that bland eldritch knight and supplement him with the malformed Legolas. Or you can have a crazy cat lady throwing attack squirrels at everyone. Meow. Cat attack! Yeah, that's pretty much Ranger. But seriously though, if you're playing D&D, do not pick Ranger, unless it's a Gloomstalker. Otherwise, like a hemorrhoid, you'll be a bane of the party. Alright, let's see what this dumpster fire of a class can do. First off, stat-wise, you'll be picking either strength or dex for attacking with things, or both if you got points to spare, and wisdom for magic hocus pocus. Just remember that lobotomy is a fun activity for a ranger. That is dumbstatting the intelligence. At level 1, you'll already get to see how Larian has completely revamped Ranger from D&D, and it works so well. No bullshit, oh, you're a glorified field guide who's probably fucking squirrels on the side. No, you actually got some simple but very passives and some active bonuses. Though Mage Breaker is kinda useless, but barely, so no wrong picks here. Level 2, like the fighter, you get to pick some fighting styles, minus 2 of them. But hey, at least the 2 best ones, archery and dueling, are still there, so who cares? Now what's cool is spellcasting. Even though limited, you have good selection of spells regardless. Though, Cure Wounds can fuck off. Trust me, that deep gouging flesh wound only needs short rest. Same goes with Goodberry, though it is slightly better. Now, the outstanding spell here is the Hail of Thorns, although it's one of those rare spells that consumes both bonus action and an action. Of course, alternative is Ensnaring Strike for bonus action, and of course the Hunter's Mark. See, when it comes to Hunter's Mark, it's really shit. It's shittier than the shittiest Ranger shit. But it's also the best you got. Now, I'm not lame enough to bore you with all the statistics, but the massive hoops you need to jump through just to make this spell actually worth your while makes you consider other options. Instead, Long Strider. Unlike in D&D, in Baldur's Gate, it's a ritual spell, meaning that it does not consume spell slot outside of the combat, and it also lasts until the long rest instead of an hour, meaning that you can always cast it on the whole party, and everyone gets an extra movement, and that is a great help. Not picking this is like picking Hunter's Mark and thinking that it's a good spell. Level 3, right, Jesus, looking at the player's handbook entry for the D&D Ranger, I just want to claw out my eyes, especially when it comes to archetypes. But in Baldur's Gate 3, it's just so simple. So then, here we got Hunter. Like a cougar in a club, it will not stalk its prey but leap into the action right away. Beastmaster. Rat attack! And Gloom Stalker, basically Assassin Rogue Part 2, the Electric Edgelord Aloo. So then Hunter overall is very simple and straightforward. You get more damage and abilities to avoid the damage. Hunter's prey-wise, Colossus Slayer really is the only good choice, while the other two are a bit too situational. As for the Beastmaster, well, thanks to this abomination of a Pokemon Hunter, Ranger partially gained this bad rap that it has. Though in Baldur's Gate, you can summon your attack Chihuahua, and contrary to reality, it actually has a brain, and actually can think for itself. While in the original D&D5E rule set, you had to waste your Ranger's action to command the butt-fucking thing to actually hump someone's leg. Yeah, I think you can see where the fucking problem with the Beastmaster arose. Thankfully, Larian changed it, and now Beastmaster is actually quite fun to play, even if you only have 5 types of animals to summon. Bear is a tank, Boar is a squishier, speedier attacker, the attack pigeon actually is quite powerful too, the leg humper is more supportive for naive people. Oh, you mean the game? Yeah, that too. And Spider being the squishiest is more for traps and setup. And though there are cats to summon, they're rightfully nerfed to the ground, cause ain't no game containing OPness of 0 fucks given. But finally, we get a Gloom Edgelord. Now, first of all, you get an initiative bonus. Oh, and if you didn't know, Baldur's Gate actually has initiative of D4, not D20. And there are a few reasons as to why, but that's beyond the scope of today. But anyways, here comes a bunch of features copy-pasted from Rogue. You'll be able to use Hide as a bonus action, and Umbral Shroud is a less confusing and more straightforward, lesser version of Rogue's superior hiding at level 3, and then top the cake with superior dark vision and ritual castable Disguise Self. So yeah, it's basically the cherry-picked best parts of the Rogue. And remind me, why do we need a Rogue anymore? Oh, you still deal more damage? Huh? Okay, we'll let you live for now. For level 4 we get to sniff those feet and pick from a rather standard choices. Sharpshooter for range classes, Warcaster to maintain any concentration for all the spells, Lucky, Dual Wielder, hell, even Crossbow Expert could work. Just for the love of gods, don't pick anything stupid like Elemental Adept, cause, I mean, you already get the bonus from the Natural Explorer. Or Mobile, cause you get a Long Strider ritual spell already. Or Heavy Armored, because you already got a Ranger Knight passive. Hell, even Great Weapon Master, though not a good choice, is still better. That's all you need to do not to fuck up. At level 5, things are kicking off for real. Even I was surprised. First off, like all the other simpler classes, you get an extra attack. Good. But what's even better is access to level 2 spells. And among the seemingly garbage selection, there is... This is a really good spell. AoE paired with a difficult terrain and damage for every walked step. It's not only great for softening or limiting enemies' movement, but outright killing them. A casual stroll across even half of the area of this spell causes more than 3 times the damage of a single proc from the shitty Hunter's Mark. And that goes with anyone who walks on it. It easily rivals the Hunger of Hadar, and even scrapes Cloud Kill's territory of bullshit damage. Do you understand how insane this spell is? As for the archetypes, well, Beastmaster gets a bonus for his Woofer, Gloomstalker gets a Misty Step, and Hunter can go fuck himself. That's it, you've peaked. At level 6, you get extra passives and extra spell to fill out the character a bit. Level 7, you get an extra spell and a magic bullet. While Hunter gets a protective passive, Beastmaster can do more beastly things, and Gloomstalker goes to 4chan to find an echo chamber. Level 8, we got another feat and a passive, similar to Druid and Barbarian. At level 9, we get access to some cool nuke spells, while Gloomstalker is brooding so hard in the corner that it pulls a testicle and now frightens onlookers. Finally, at level 10, all the Rangers can do a shittier stealth than Gloomstalker, plus some more fleshing out. Honestly, by now I think the game makers failed to think of anything fun to give Ranger. Oh god, it's like Fighter all over again. With level 11, Hunter archetype, unlike in D&D, gets both of the cool attacks, not just one. Beastmaster continues to cuddle the overgrown rat he calls a companion, and of course Gloomstalker pulls a DeviantArt Snowflake and says, "Nuh-uh, I roll again." At level 12, we got another feat. So then, that is the Ranger. A class so far fucked that it's got a crisis of identity, but thanks to Lyrian game designers, it has come out rather great and rather enjoyable. Spike growth is amazing spell, but even without it, playing a Ranger, you know, the proper shooting Ranger, has been a blast. While Beastmaster is one of the contenders for being able to solo Honor mode with ease, and Gloomstalker, well, it's for the edgelords who want to be different, but not too different from Rogue. Now, if only D&D Ranger wasn't a piece of shit.